Hi, this is Editing Michello. I just wanted to add that I really love this game. It is very fun. I really enjoy most of the mechanics of the game, large ships, fighting, logistics. Um, but in my recovery videos, I might say a few negative things. They are mostly critiques, things that I would like to see changed in the game. But if you're watching these videos and you haven't played Foxhole, please try the game. It is that good. So in this video, I kind of want to capture how to recover a plane on land. I realized in my last video, I was under the assumption that you're on an island, have access to barges, and you're not actually recovering any of the plane parts. But since plane parts are going to be rather expensive, we're going to need to go over how to recover them. So I'm looking for a plane that one of my students crashed during training yesterday. According to his statement, he went down in the town somewhere near the seaport in Suasalo. So I'm just kind of making a round of the town, trying to see... Oh, there it is. Yeah, this is his plane. In this screen, you can see the various parts, how they are. The engine's fine, front fuselage looks like it's severely damaged. Back fuselage, tail, and right wing look like they're still okay, and the left wing is completely missing. So I'm going to go ahead and squad lock this plane. I've kind of advised everyone in my clan, hey, go ahead and squad lock your vehicles just so we can recover them and make sure people aren't scavenging them. I'm removing the damaged part. I can only have one type of item on the trailer at a time, so the upside of squad locking our planes is that we kind of guarantee no one can just scavenge the parts. They can't steal the airframe, or they'd have to like hide it for 2 days. The downside is, of course, if you're not in a big clan, you're just a solo with a truck trying to scavenge your fighter plane. You can end up with some angry Logi people that can't get to where they need to be, or if you crash somewhere strategic, then they're going to want to move your plane right away. So this facility is absolutely, it's been bombed and is almost dead. Plus, I don't think I fit. Do I fit? No, I don't. I don't fit. I'm gonna take this further up the road. Now that this piece has been delivered, I still need to grab 3 small plane parts and the engine. Now these could be loaded onto pallets and loaded onto like an iron ship or a barge, but those pallets would only hold 2 each. So plus loading all of this onto an iron ship and then driving an iron ship back here would probably take longer than just driving back and forth 4 times. So it looks like the right wing is damaged along with the tail as well. Rear fuselage is damaged, so we're taking the engine back. This pallet can only carry 1 engine at a time, which doesn't really matter because this plane only has 1 engine, so. Oh, and I'm just skill issuing this trailer. There we go. once the real war starts, this engine and these small plane parts will likely need to go to a reserved MTS. I was kind of excited for just spamming small plane parts when the devs said the costs were getting cut. Rares no longer needed for them, just the frames, but it looks like the material costs were shifted into the parts, so it might just not be how most runs are set up. Like, it was fine risking people just nabbing parts and they're relatively cheap, but having a public MTS means that, other clans can come snatch them out of public, put them in their reserve stockpiles, and then there's just no real recourse for you to get them back. Now that the easy parts have been removed, it's time to try and remove the other parts, the ones that need BMAT repairs. I really wish the devs would do something with the UI to show which parts still need repairs, which are at 100%, maybe like green shading when they're perfect or something. Here I'm repairing the various parts. These can't be removed without being repaired first with BMATs. And I thought that I had tried to retrieve all three of those parts, the right wing, the rear fuselage, and the tail, and that it wouldn't let me pull them off. But for some reason it only required me to repair two of the parts, the rear fuselage and the tail. So here I'm trying to remove the wing to see if it is that right wing that was still damaged, and it just lets me pull it off. Well, into the stockpile at least. Now I'm making the journey back with two more parts. I really wish the devs did some review of this process. I understand the frame being separate, components needing to be recovered. I can see the system in other parts of the game. I think it would actually be kind of cool if you had like a tracked battle tank or something and just drive up and slap a new track on it. The parts requiring these kind of buggy trailers and just a bunch of trips to carry them. Carrying only two at a time at the same type, it's kind of tedious. I'm not gonna lie. I'll make my last trip for parts for the rear fuselage. This trip is for one part. Like, it's literally just a single plane part. If the devs let us keep these parts as normal large items, similar to like the new ammo boxes or artillery shells, I understand this may be for the engines. And like the large plane parts, like a big clan man, they have the resources to deal with this. Or if like, just the engine needed the trailer, and then you could load the parts into the truck, then this whole process would be just one engaging trip, right? I get the trailer truck, I recover the plane parts, recover the engine onto the trailer. But in its current state, this is 4 trips. And it's really tedious. It's making me question whether or not I should bother recovering this plane at all. And now for everyone's favorite part. In my island recovery video, some people asked why I didn't just use a flatbed, move the plane. It's another little gripe I have with small plane game design. Small planes, specifically fighter planes, they really should be medium shippables. Having to daisy chain crane to recover a plane is actually really painful. For me, I'm taking up time that, like right now, if I wasn't recovering this plane and this was a live war, I'd be flying, doing QRF, building, fighting on the front line, or just doing normal logi. Instead, I'm driving a crane 15 minutes back and forth, or fighting people in region chat, asking them not to blow up my plane, or because it's blocking a rail line or blocking the seaport, or maybe it's crashed on top of a bunker that needs to get rebuilt and no one can touch it while they're waiting for me to drive this crane across the hex. Like all this effort to collect this plane, it doesn't make me want to doesn't make me value the plane that much more. It really just it makes me want to go play a different game with a few hours I have a week to actually play games. And here we are. We have made it back to the hangar. We're going to acquire our airplane frame, which is a large package. And somewhere in the dark, there is a pad to submit this. Select our stockpile, submit our loading area equipment. And then to make our plane acquirable again for my next class, we'll right click and unpack to reserve stockpile. And of course, if this looks like engaging gameplay to you and you want to recover planes and learn to fly them, feel free to join Blue Rose. We always need facility people to recover items, people to recover large items, and we can definitely give you a lot of training in flight and how to operate these planes, how to operate tanks, and just generally get into Foxhole.